In 1999, Suzuki released the Hayabusa, which quickly took its place as the fastest production motorcycle ever made. 20 years on, the Hayabusa hasn't changed much. So why would you buy a Hayabusa when you could get an S1000RR? Or any of the other leader bikes for that fact, with the latest and greatest electronics, digital displays. Well, first off, an S1000RR is going to set you back a whopping 18 to 20k, despite having an MSRP of $16,999, and if you add the M package, you're up to nearly $22,000. The Hayabusa comes in at $14,799, and I was able to pick one up for just $11,999. Its 1340cc engine delivers 197 horsepower and 114 foot-pounds of torque. So yes, you could go with BMW's claimed 205 horsepower from the S1000RR with its 83 foot-pounds of torque, but is that really worth $10,000? Now undoubtedly, an S1000RR is going to handle better than a Hayabusa, but you have to give up a lot of comfort and range to make that happen, and unless you're on a track, it's probably not going to be something the average rider needs. If you want to see how the Hayabusa corners, click on the icon in the corner of the screen and fast forward to 10 minutes. Big as it may seem, the Hayabusa can handle in the corners and has a confident, planted feel. What's up, guys? We're here on the 2020 Hayabusa, taking you for a little ride today. Going to be talking about how this bike feels, how it handles. So first off, slow maneuvers. Probably the most feared thing when people think about the Hayabusa. It really doesn't feel like a heavy bike. I have no problem balancing it here, doing low speed stuff, start and stop. I don't feel like it's trying to fall over when I come to a red light or anything. It is really well balanced. It's definitely hard to pick out faults. Obviously, it's not going to handle like an S1000RR, but it handles a lot better than you'd think. If you'd like to see how it handles, click the icon in the corner of your screen, fast forward to about 10 minutes. Me and my buddy got down with his Aprilia RSV4 up in the mountains last week, and you can easily get a knee down on a Hayabusa. Obviously, a lot of people get a Hayabusa for the warp speed effects that it has, and it really does pull. That torque and power is no joke. The clutch and the motor are very smooth. I adjusted a few things, especially the brake, adjusted the sensitivity of that. I would say the brakes are probably the only thing I really want to improve on this bike. The brakes and the headlight. The headlight is nothing to write home about. It could be much brighter. And for such a heavy bike, I would prefer the brakes felt a little stiffer, especially not that I use the rear brake a lot, but it's definitely a far push, further than most bikes I've ridden. But I think a set of steel braided brake lines would completely eliminate that problem, and the bike would feel a lot better. Obviously, straight line speed, this is pretty hard to beat, especially at the lower price tag. Want fancy electronics? The Hayabusa is not the bike for you. It does have a drive mode, offering A, B, and C, which are basically fast, still fast, and wow, still very fast. The Hayabusa embodies the raw power sought after at the turn of the century. It's a big motor, a few bits of electronics, and a whole lot of fun. It put an end to the speed wars and has been perfected over the last 20 years, making it one of the most iconic motorcycles of all time.